Se me pasó la mano, pero ¿qué vamos a hacer? What's up, everybody? How's it going? Diablo, hace tiempo que no estoy aquí metido, papá. But um, it's been a while. It's a lot of shit been going down, and this is where we at right now, my man. So first off, what I wanted to talk about was the fact that we have in a couple of days, more precisely talking about 2 more days. At the time of this recording, early as hell in the morning, so forgive me if I'm a little hush hush. But uh, what's going on, everybody? I know it's been a while, man. It's just what can I say, man? It's just life. Life in general has been just kicking my ass. You know what I mean? It's tough. Fathers nowadays gotta step up, my man. We got shit to do. Um, but before I talk about all of that, well, the next video we'll be talking about more of that and the fact of where this generation is headed and celebrating stuff like WAP, canceling Dr. Seuss, all that fun stuff. Forgive the noise in the background. I got my boys sleeping right over there, not too far from me. So, but let's get into this, man. One thing I want to talk about today, because like I said, in 2 days, as the time of this recording, we have the Justice League Snyder Cut. Man, and I just want to say, man, this is going to be amazing. The reviews already came out Monday. The embargo was lifted for the internet for people to talk about them actually seeing it. And I gotta say, I have never seen so many reviews positive, in just like not just positive, because I'm trying to make a comparison to the Marvel critics, right? The Marvel kind of, what you call it, the Marvel hype. I have seen so many, and I excuse my, if it sounds shitty, my bad, man. I'm just going through this. I'm trying to do this consistently, but like I said, life comes in, starts kicking me in the ass, and it takes me a while for me to get back up and get back on this to do this consistently. But like I said, seeing so many reviews on this, it's almost like I am so happy to hear it. I'm so happy to see it. But at the same time, I don't want it to be bullshit. I don't want them blowing smoke up my ass, if you know what I mean. Pause. I don't want them telling me one thing, and then when I watch it, it's like it's not what. Even though I'm pretty sure it's exactly what they're saying, because when the Snyder Cut hashtag started coming around, I was one of the ones that hopped on the train nice and early, because I'm a big Batman fan, and to watch or to have DC characters in live action come together like the cartoons, dude, I'm 32 years old, and this is the type of shit that I live for. Obviously I live for my kids, but like my inner kid, my inner self as a child comes out full blown. Every time I talk to people and they're talking about that they are fans of this, and they want to talk about it, and they They'd be like, "Oh yeah, I'm a fan of this. This is what I like," and then I geek out, man. I start geeking out. I start talking about shit. I start talking about the comic books. I start talking about the animated series, all the animated movies on WB, HBO Max, all the good shit. Especially the animated cartoons that DC has come out with lately. It's just one home run after another, after another, after another. And I gotta say, sometimes I do catch people that they're just fans because the movie industry, but they're not fan like fanatical. You know, they might buy a plane ticket to go to Comic-Con, but they only know what the movies or the movie universes tell them. They don't know everything, or they don't follow everything. So it's always fun, but like I said, I think I lose a lot of I lose a lot of people when I start geeking out. And I mean, me and my brother, we're both into this kind of shit. And the reason why I didn't do any trailer reactions to this is because I wanted to keep this. Well, I wanted to do a trailer reaction, but it would be disingenuous because of the fact that I watched this already. I already watched this, and I don't take long, or I don't hesitate to where I make sure I call my brother up, and if he's around, I wait for him to come around to watch it. If not, I send it to him, or he sends it to me, and I watch it. So it's almost like we're both watching it at the same time, virtually, just texting each other while we're watching it. It's just, oh shit, you know what I mean? It's just something I share with him. So that's the reason why I do a trailer reaction to the Snyder Cut Justice League. The trailers, when they got more footage coming out. You got I'm gonna pull this up, man, because now I just gotta bear with me now. Let's switch cameras. How's it going, everybody? See, it's a shittier camera, but you get what I'm trying to do here, right? Let's go and skip this ad, bro. Now, the reason why you can't hear it is because I got the sound out. But look at this. Look at this granny goodness. Dars. What the fuck? I can't believe I forgot his name, man. But just that footage, Superman coming up, Batman from the Frank Miller. Jesus Almighty! Look at this. Wait, let me go further, dude. Oh my God! Wait! What are you doing? Oh my God! I mean, they cut it out before, but in the other trailer they show you the full Bat Tank from the Frank Miller comics, man. Like the original from Batman versus Superman, the original Batman versus Superman, Batman: The Dark Knight Returns. Dude, this movie, people have been calling it a masterpiece. I almost teared up. I get chills in my arm. Cyborg gets flushed out. Aquaman's story gets flushed. Barry Allen's story gets touched on, which is beautiful. Diana looking at Darkseid. Steppenwolf is an actual threat in this movie, and that's a big deal because the Green Lantern from thousands of years ago, the first Earth Green Lantern, or this is his sector. Darkseid jumping out, like he was the original. He's the original one that came here. Was before he had the Omega kind of force. So I think he goes by the name of Uzark or something like that. It's been a while, man. So again, forgive me for any my mishaps, but I'm geeking out. I just want to make this video before I watch it on Thursday, because March 18th I'm gonna be focusing on this. I'm gonna be watching this. I mean, look at the Omega Beam. Jeez. Oh my God, the Omega Beam. Let's just Barry Allen to the Speed Force. Like, come on, man. Superman squaring off, Batman doing his thing, Cyborg showing off his powers. Martian Man, dude, was that? Wait a minute. Before we dive into the Martian Manhunter thing, Cyborg is tearing him like everything is reversing back. Something he was blowing up out of his mouth. Now he's going backwards because it's Barry Allen doing some time traveling. In that moment, dude, there's just, dude, Martian Manhunter in the movie. I'm sorry, I'm looking at both cameras just in case because I forget. Dude. Oh my god. I'm sorry. You watching this loud and I'm sorry. I'm just like I said, man, I'm geeking. I'm geeking the fuck out. I am watching this. Oh my god, dude. 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 I'm telling you, man. Oh man. The fact that this movie is even coming out. You know, I live with my family and I use my brother's HBO account. But make no mistake that I'm telling you right now, I will be buying or subscribing to HBO Max just for this movie. I'm telling you right now. I'm sorry, I'm not looking at the camera, but I'm fixing some shit here. You know, I gotta fine tune myself with this OBS, man. You know, I try to do it on the fly. Sometimes I could get away with it. Sometimes it looks clean, but I'm not looking at the camera now, and I apologize. But, dude, like I said, bro, so many people I've seen speculating, or you know, when they talk about, oh man, this is gonna be the movie that they gave him the chance to finish, and he did some basically new shots and stuff. It's like, no, not really, because if you have been following since 2017, that Zack Snyder Justice League, when he was filming, he was not done. He was already done. Josh Whedon came in and he filmed, or he changed 95% of the movie. So we only saw 5% of what Zack filmed. So when you watch this Zack Snyder version, which is the first original version, excuse me, we're going to see the 5% that was in the Josh Whedon Justice League that he butchered, and we're going to see 95% of all brand new footage, with I think maybe another 5% of newer footage, which includes like the Jared Leto Joker. I forget who else, but I know Jared Leto's Joker was just put in there as newer footage. So when I hear masterpiece, I get all tingly inside. You know what I mean? Pause. But the fact is that when you hear that and you know what we got, but you hear that and then you know that 95% of the movie was, well, 2 hours was cut out, right, when he was editing, He cut 2 hours out because he made 4 hour movie, right? He even said it way before. This movie coming out now is 4 hours. So I think what he did was he put the parts that he cut out because he had his movie made. I think it was like close to 3 hours long, and the whole movie was like 4.5 hours or some shit like that. So he tried to cut it down to like 240, 245. I think he had mentioned. This was years ago, especially when he gave an interview and people were talking about, the Josh Whedon or Joss Whedon Justice League. This part's in there, this and that, and he said, "Oh, so then no, that's not my movie. I haven't seen it, but from what I've heard, that's not my movie." And it's like, what? So a lot of people thought that was bullshit, right? It's like, oh, he doesn't want to take a lot of credit because he didn't do so well. Nah, man, come to find out, he was right. Like, he was speaking facts. He was speaking truth. He edited the movie, and he took out like 2 hours of it, and in the close to 3 hour movie that he had, that I guess WB at the time, the CEOs at the time that got fired and everybody got rid of, thank God. It seems like they wanted to basically, when he stepped away for family reasons, tragedy, and it's sad. Suicide is a real thing and is dangerous, and people need to pay attention to that particular topic. You know what I mean? But I don't want to divert too much because I can make another video just talking about that and my personal feelings and my personal battles that I've had to deal with that consist of that kind of stuff. When I was younger, obviously teenagers, they go through, as you're a teenager, you go through a lot of emotions, whatever, hormones, this and that. So, but when he stepped away, he left the movie for them to polish up, but to push it out. Joss Whedon comes in, he tweaks on it a little bit as a director does, but his job was to, he had the car. The paint job was done. He just had to go in and sand away the orange coating, right? Because if you paint and stuff, there's like an orange layer on it, and then apply wax and buff that shit, make that shit brand new, shiny, But what ended up happening was he decided to do reshoots, and he did a lot of reshoots. And I'm pretty sure if you follow the movie industry and the reports and all that shit, those reports about major reshoots. What are they doing? Why are they doing it? And as time went on, now we see why there was so many major reshoots, because basically he called everybody back in after Ben Affleck was I think he was preparing for another movie, or he changed his diet, or he was going through problems as well. So probably when he was going through his fucked up shit, with his, divorce and stuff like that, alcohol problems and shit, he kind of let himself go, and you can see it in the film. Certain parts that were Zack Snyder's, Ben Affleck is in shape, he's fit, and then it goes to another part, like another scene, and it's a Ben Affleck that's been, like, in one particular scene, I'm pretty sure everybody knows it, when he goes to see Aquaman, and after he says the whole king tide thing, blah blah blah, when they're walking back, that's a chubby Ben Affleck. Jason Momoa also was, not in the same shape, even though he was in shape, but he was not in the same shape, like lean. He was leaner when he did it for Zack Snyder. So you can kind of see the difference, especially in Ben Affleck, though. Chubby face, walking like a duck with a big ass coat, whatever. I didn't enjoy that. But the most parts that I guess we're going to see, that to me mean the whole world, we're getting a serious Batman. You know, like Batman does not play. He does not make quippy jokes. He does not uh, do anything awkward. Batman is as serious as it gets. It's almost like out of all the characters in the Justice League, everyone always talks about Batman not having any kind of humor. Like, does he get jokes, or like I say a joke and he comes back with a serious answer, and it's like, dude, you just killed the joke, man. Like, that's not that I meant that as a joke. That's not serious. But Batman, that's the way he is. And the Joss Whedon one, when Superman comes back, and he grabs Batman, he kind of crushes on his leg or whatever, or his arm, and then he tosses him because he sees Lois. He's like, "Oh, that broke something," or something's broken. It's like, Batman does not do that. He does not say shit like that. He's not an icebreaker. Nothing. He's an awkward, sarcastic at times, but awkward realist. He does not joke. There's no time for jokes. Remember, the mission is all that matters. Always. So, I don't know how I jumped off that, but so going back to the movie, basically what ended up happening now when AT&T, who is in charge right now, by the way, because they bought WB, and WB's under DC, so, or they bought DC, whichever one. HBO, they got HBO Max. The edited version, or the parts that he took out to have an edited, somewhat done movie, he basically took all those pieces and he shoved it back into the movie, and that's why we have a 4-hour movie coming out March 18th on HBO Max. Make sure you subscribe and watch it every single day so we can get a Justice League 2 and a 3. Come on, we can do it. Man. You know what I've noticed also, not to get off topic, but when I record myself and I listen to myself, especially if I get too close and I'm talking too close like this, or sometimes I'll have it kind of real close and I'm breathing, you can hear my fat ass just breathing on this shit. It's like and I want to apologize because I hear it when I upload it. So I've watched myself, as cringy as it is to hear myself talk, when I've watched it to basically hear the sound quality and if I make sense or not. It reminds me of this barber one time I had when I used to go to up here in New Jersey. I used to go to Jersey City to get haircuts, and one time there was a barber that used to cut my cousin's hair. Now she is a dyke lesbian, right? I don't know if that word's appropriate or inappropriate, but I don't give a shit. She's the dude looking one in the relationship, okay? So she always had a good barber. And when I went to this barber, it was one of her barbers throughout her life that she had. I was like 13, 14. No, I think I was close to 16. I was like 16 years old. Yeah, 15, 16 years old. And while he was giving me a cut, while he was giving my brother a cut, my brother was looking at me and he was just making these weird faces. And I was just looking at him like, what the hell is wrong with you? Just stop moving, man. Hurry up. Let the guy finish, because I want to get on the chair so we can get out of here. You know what I mean? I don't know where we were going because I was 16. He's 3 years younger than me, so he's like 13, 14. Yeah. So it's not like we were going anywhere, because I wasn't driving at the time. I was working at a food store, right? I think Food Basic, if you remember Food Basic. And it's not like we were going anywhere, but my mom used to go hang out at her cousin's house, and usually her cousin's house would get semi filled with people, and they bring their kids who were close to my age, so it was kind of like a hangout. Anyways, I go to sit down on the chair. My man starts going. Bzzz, I hear the bzzz, right? Fixing me up, and then between the, taking the heads off, changing the sizes, bzzz, you would hear also. So, I'm sorry for the way it sounds. Oh shit, no way. I'm sorry for the way it sounds, but my man I think he weighed like around close to 300 pounds. So he was a big barber, right? He was a big dude. But it honestly, I felt bad for the guy because it sounded like, yo, man, you do this for a living, and you're standing all day. You're walking around in kind of like a circle, so I guess you're getting your steps in. But at the same time, you sound like you can't breathe. And so when I hear myself and I hear the in between, it reminds me of that guy. So that's also been a point in my life, a part of my life that I've been trying to get back on check, and been looking into getting diets and shit like that. So I'm working on the whole breathing on the mic thing. So letting you guys know. But it's a nice side story. But getting back to the Joss Whedon, Zack Snyder cut. Here I go. There I go. I sound it again. I know it's gonna sound like that. I'm sorry, but Zack Snyder, man, I'm so happy that AT&T were ballsy enough. Well, actually, I take that back. I appreciate that they went in and said, "Do you have the movie?" Because we seen you post, like the films, 4 hours or 4.5 hours worth of shots. It exists. Do you have it? Because if you do, we're gonna give you the chance to put the Zack Snyder League on HBO Max. Live out, like, put your vision into fruition and show the world. I appreciate that they did that. But let's not forget, the first ones to actually make a ballsy move was the director or the people behind the Sonic movie. Now we all remember that hideous thing in the Sonic movie, of the Sonic trailer, right? Now, I'm sorry, I'm getting a little close to the mic here, but I'm just everybody remembers the monstrosity that shit was, right? So when they came out, right? Let me just, let's do this. Okay. Now again, here we are. Look at that shit. Dude, look at that face, bro. Who the hell said, like, who looked, I want to know who the person, first of all, designed this and said, looks good, let's do it. Like, what? Dude, what? Look at that. Oh my god. And then the hands and the color was. I remember when this trailer came out, right? And I was so excited. I came and I ran. I went from work. My kids were home. I think it was released on a weekend. Yeah, I think it was released on a weekend, and I was out. As soon as I got home, I lay back, I lay down, and I'm on my bed, and my boys are the ones that obviously play Sonic, Mario, Nintendo, Sega, whatever. They're the ones that love these characters, right? I used to love them. Now they love them, and my youngest is a big Sonic fan. He loves Sonic, and I love that he loves Sonic. So when this movie was announced, it was coming out. I was stoked. I told them all about it. We're having fun. We're geeking out together. And then the trailer comes out. Mind you, it's been like almost a year. And then the trailer comes out. And it's like, oh my God. I can't wait to watch this. I'm going to wait for them. And so I did. I went home. Got situated. When I lay down on my bed, they're both right next to me because they were talking to their mama. And then it hit me. Oh, shit. The trailer. Let's watch it. It came out today. Ready? Set it up. Okay, play. And I don't read comments or anything. So I didn't see and I didn't know what I was running into. And then I hit play. And then the music choice. First of all, the music choice was not liking it. It's a kid's movie. I mean, why put this song on there? So, kept going. And then we see him, right? He's warming up to run. And it's like, oh, okay. This looks interesting. And then they show his face. And then the trailer kept going. And I'm looking and I'm like, ugh. But again, I didn't say nothing in front of them because I wanted to finish watching it. And they were watching it with me. So he screams, comes in, he looks and he's like, meow. And it's like, ah, and he starts to, ah. You see his teeth. His hands didn't even look like he had gloves, right? Like it's nothing like the game. After it was done, my son looked at me and just gave me the biggest lost eyes I have ever seen. He just like, and I'm looking back at him, and my other son was, he likes Sonic too, but he was just like, what the hell was that? And then, like I said, I was like, I don't know. I don't know. And then I look back at my younger one, and he's like, why he look like that? Dude, I'm sorry, man. For my kids to actually have that reaction before I even say anything, you knew that they fucked up. So then everybody gives a reaction. They're all saying the same shit. Nobody likes it. What does the studio do? Bet. We've heard you. We've heard you. We're going to pull this back and correct it. Thank you for your feedback. We're going to fix this. Because this movie is for you guys. You heard that and it's like, oh shit. At first it's like, okay, now we're going to have delays and delays and delays. And will this movie ever get made? Will it lose end up losing money where they're just gonna just straight to DVD or straight to streaming, whatever, and then to actually see how it turned out when they fixed it. It was a completely different tone, different score, different music choice. It seemed more fun, and it was like, yes. So that one, when it came out, first of all, like I said, I was surprised because I thought it was gonna be delay after delay after delay. Just like so many others that we've had that were sold off to Netflix, and Netflix tried to finish certain movies, and it never get ends up get and it never ends up getting done. And I'm pretty sure that I got one at the tip of my tongue. I just don't remember the name of it that they actually did that. But anyway, so when we saw that trailer, we set it up in the living room. Like I said, I don't watch this without them. And I sat them down. I'm like, okay, they said they fixed it. Let's see. You hit play. After the end of that trailer, I got a big smile on my face. I'm looking at my kids' mom, like, oh, this is a winner here. I look back at them. They're up. They're dancing. Smiles on their faces. Yeah. Woo. And they want to run it back and run it back and run it back. That's the kind of reaction those movies should give, man. Because, we grew up with them, but at the end of the day, it's not for us. It's for them. But Zack Snyder Justice League is for us. Sorry. That's why he's rated R. They could watch it. Because I think it's just a couple F-bombs. But Marvel tried to do that, and they're okay. They're still PG-13. But like I said, DC has always, in my view, my opinion, it's always been for a more mature audience. For people that can grasp and understand the nuances of every story. Marvel, in my opinion, the comics and the cartoons and all that were always very goofy and for kids, for toddlers. Bright colors, yeah, woohoo, fine. But DC is all about story, impact. Just big time loss. You grieve with the characters. You feel that shit, whatever. So that's why I say Zack Snyder's for us. But my point of the Sonic is they were the first studio really to kind of take back their shit that somebody approved. Hopefully they got rid of that guy. And they fixed it and they said, this is the product that we think you'll like now. And it's like, yes. So AT&T went in and said to Zack Snyder, do you have it? He's like, I'm not bullshitting. It's right there. Okay, we'll give you the green light. And it's like riding that bandwagon for as long as I did. And then come to find out that it actually is going to make a debut on HBO Max. When everybody found that out, it was like all those years of hashtag release a Snyder Cut mattered. And they listened. Like I said, maybe it was because of the Sonic Studios that by them making that move emboldened AT&T to do the same thing. It's just give them a round of applause because that shit obviously it took a lot more money because they had to do certain editing to the CGI, or CG, whatever the fuck, and touch up graphics and dark side and all that stuff. So that took time and money, anyways. But the fact that they're doing it and we're getting it, it's beautiful. It's priceless, and I hope that even all of the DC haters that obviously just followed the wave of trash in DC movies, even though Man of Steel is a good movie. I didn't like it when I first saw it, but you watch it like the third, fourth time, you kind of understand the direction of the movie. Like I said, it's not for kids, okay? It's not for kids. It's for grown adults who can understand and think rationally like adults. I'm just being sarcastic, but I actually do think that there is a level of thought that you gotta have watching those movies, because listen, it's not Marvel. It doesn't have six other movies before it for that movie to make sense. That movie, it's Man of Steel was the first one for this whole universe, and so um but yeah, I didn't like it at first, and then I ended up liking it. Now I've watched it a couple times, and I enjoy it because Marvel is just got like all the Marvel movies for me. The only one that I truly admire and I truly like is the Captain America Winter Soldier, and that watchability for that movie is 100, because you I can continue just watching it and still loving the action scenes, because the action scenes are badass. That's like what Man of Steel is for me. You know, I can rewatch it, and every time I rewatch it, it's like you dive in and you can feel Superman's character. Like you can feel Clark Kent, the struggle he goes through, trying to be a good person, trying to stand and be this symbol to mankind that his Kryptonian father wanted, but also that his Earth father also wanted him to be. He wanted to be respected by his Earth father first, while trying to live up to his Kryptonian father, if that makes sense. So just that dynamic, and the whole Twister scene where he's kind of there, like he can save his dad. Even though I wish they would have picked a tougher, or another way that he kind of had to sacrifice not saving his dad. But either way, like you get I get the point. And that scene is, you know, just powerful, because it's a son and his father. He's looking at his father, and his father doesn't want him to expose himself, especially to all those people. Because then, or maybe it doesn't make sense, because then how would you explain that you got from there to here that fast when we all saw you were there? Because Superman can move in a way where people won't even see him move, right? Like he'll go and come in a blink of an eye. But how would you explain how he got from over there to him? Even though everybody in the town kind of knew, right? Because we all know Pete. Pete saw and Pete spoke. Or at least Pete's mom did. So. But yeah, like I said, and BVS, I know it's kind of corny, but again, if you watch the Ultimate Edition, which is Zack Snyder's full, like the edited version he did, because again, it was cut down to size to be sold in the movie theaters for however many replays they can get to get more money. They only care about money, right? And I know that sounds like I'm like surprised, like not that surprising, but we grew up with movies that people made just to make. And a lot of the movies that we enjoy today, that we love, that we grew up with, they didn't make money in the box office. A lot of them were just sent straight to video. But we love it. He-Man movie, for those of you who remember the He-Man movie, I mean, it was before me, but I watched it. I enjoyed it, as a kid. And now it's almost like a cultural reference. Yeah, people bring it up and make fun of it, but at least you're kind of in the cool cool club if you understand the joke when they make it, or at least that you even watched it. So, you know what I mean? So that's all I gotta say. I just want everybody to know, like I said, I will be subscribing to HBO Max, even if it's for the first month. I might just keep it for 2, 3 months, and I'm just gonna watch Justice League over and over and over and over again. Or I'm gonna press play and I'm gonna just let it play while I go out, do something else, and because if I come back within the 4 hours, I could still catch some of the movie. So this is my cry, my battle cry to all of my comic book fans, superhero fans, Batman fans, especially if you're a Batfleck fan. I didn't like Affleck when he first got casted, but when I saw the Ultimate Edition, like I liked his Bruce Wayne, but his Batman was badass. The warehouse scene, especially that they copied so much of the Frank Miller. Like Frank Miller's Batman is one of my favorites because of the fact that he's just tough and gritty, and he's just like, man, he's like so in your face, like you know what I mean? Like that's the kind of Batman that I enjoyed as a man now. As a kid, animated Batman was my favorite. But as I got older, you got the Killing Joke Batman. It's a badass Batman too. But Frank Miller's Batman and the Dark Knight Return, and it's just I don't know. So Batfleck, when he does the scene where he breaks through the wall and he just shoots, it's like so in your face, so you. Like that's what we need now. We've had Batman that kind of keeps himself, doesn't really play by the rules, but he respects the laws and respects the rules. I kind of like to see the like that's why like I said, I like the older gritty Batman because he kind of he's seasoned, he's been through the shits, and he's like, I know what's effective and I know what'll get this shit done. So this is what I'm gonna do. All right. So again, I wasn't a fan when he got casted, but when I saw it, the Ultimate Edition, it's like I can connect the dots. It's like, okay, that makes sense. Everything in this movie was like all the sensical part were just cut out just to put in theaters to make it a 2-hour movie. And for what? You watch the whole 2 hour and 35-minute movie, and it makes a lot more sense, and it's a better cohesive movie. And then it gets to the part where the Marthas kind of clash. Bruce realizes Superman's mom's name is Martha, and it's like, I mean, obviously, if it goes deeper into that, because then at that moment, I think Bruce sees Superman not as an alien from another world. He sees him as a man who grew up, who's trying to save his mom, who has a mom. He's no different. He was born it was like he was born here. Because he grew up here. He learned our ways. He's trying to do good, and he's coming to me, or at least came to me, not looking for a fight, but help for his mom. So at that point, he saw a vulnerable Superman in his last moments, right? Because Batman had the spear in his face. He saw Superman not saying, please don't kill me, but instead saying, listen, whatever, man, do whatever you want to me, but please, whatever you do to me, make sure that my mom is not harmed. Please, anything, but don't hurt my mom. And I think that's what kind of clicked, moreover than just the name Martha. It clicked the fact that in his final moments, he would choose to ask me to save his mama. someone else that he loves. And it's like, cause remember that this Batman at that in that movie, he was becoming more brutal because that's the Frank Miller Batman. He is more brutal. He's more I don't give up. He's kind of just you break the rules, you're a criminal. I'm gonna make you suffer. I'm gonna brand you. Yeah, I know what that means in the prison. Lately, everybody's been getting killed. Who gets branded by me? You smuggling children, you're gonna get branded. You son of a, you know what I mean? Like to all the people, yeah, they're people, but they're engaging in evil acts. Batman was branding them because he knew you go in there, you ain't coming back out. Also, he lost Robin to Joker, and I didn't even touch on the Joker because that is one of the main characters that was brought in this last couple months or this last year. So those scenes are actually new. They're not from the old recordings. They're actually new. And just to see Jared Leto coming back without the tattoos, I hear that people are screaming for a Jared Leto Joker solo movie now because of how good he did. Oh, dude. And then his laugh is it's more iconic, more what's the word? More original to him. It doesn't copy nobody. And it's not the and put his hand over his face, whatever. I get it, right? Excuse me, but he's got like his face busted in, his teeth are all like messed up because Batman busted him in, nearly killed the Joker when Joker killed Robin. So it's just, man, I'm glad to see Jared Leto getting a redemption. And then all this as I wrap up this video because I don't want to continue. Right, it's like 4 in the morning, and I'm making a video. Like I don't got work in the morning, but actually I kind of slept through most of the night because I went to sleep early. I mean, we'll talk about that too because the importance of sleep. So as I record this, it's early in the morning. Everybody around me probably hears me talking shit. Probably got text messages like crazy, shut the fuck up, whatever. I get it. But as I wrap up, to find out now, I don't know if it's just rumors or if it's real, but David Ayer with the whole Suicide Squad, the first one, supposedly the studio WB did the same thing to him. He had a whole different movie laid out, and they went in and made some major modifications again because they felt that they knew what the public wanted rather than just letting the director direct and do his own thing. So they were pulling a lot of the strings. I mean, we heard this while all these movies were being filmed. The only one that didn't get touched by it was the Wonder Woman movie, and it was because the whole female director directing a female superhero, first superhero lead movie. So I think they've stepped back because of that narrative that was going out there, and that ended up being a solid movie. Wonder Woman 84, it's trash. That movie was like the biggest piece of garbage. Not the biggest, but it was just so bad. Because it's like a lot of shit in that movie was made just to. It was almost like Captain Marvel, where Captain Marvel was just made to benefit the politics, or at least that side of the politics. Because Captain Marvel was trash too. I mean, I don't even know why they even made a Captain Marvel. To be honest, Marvel should have made the Black Widow movie after Iron Man 2 came out. But they postponed it, the Black Widow movie, and now it was delayed because of COVID. So now we're getting a Black Widow movie, but at the end of the day, it's still disrespectful because Marvel chose Captain Marvel to be their first female superhero movie, like lead superhero, female superhero lead, female superhero lead, whatever. You know what I mean? First female led superhero movie was Captain Marvel. A character whose comics don't do that, like, they do so bad that they could literally cancel it and nobody would even flinch. Not even the people who buy it. That's how bad it is. So it's just exciting. So I hope all of you who are watching share this video, subscribe, tune in every now and again. I will try to make these more consistent and talk about all this cool shit and sometimes some real shit and some amputee information as well, because there's a lot of us out there, you just don't see them. And yeah, I mean, we're not a special breed or anything, but we're out there. So anyway, like I said, thanks for watching. Share, subscribe. Make sure you go and subscribe to HBO Max, at least for this month. Do it now, before March 18, or at least in the month of March, and watch the Justice League Zack Snyder Cut. It's 4 hours, but like I said, everybody's talking about it like it's a movie that needs to be seen. So I'm gonna try to upload this as soon as I can. Hopefully I don't upload it the Wednesday night before Thursday, because then I'm gonna be talking about it, but it's gonna be a couple hours away. But if this does end up being uploaded and you watch it after March 18th, subscribe to HBO Max. Hit the movie called Zack Snyder Justice League and watch that shit. But make sure you're not doing anything else, because it's 4 hours. But I hear it's 4 hours of non-stop character development, action, and it doesn't feel like it's 4 hours. And by the end of it, you're still feeling like you want more. So that's all I got. And without further ado, it's time for me to go. It's late, and I hope you enjoy the beat in the beginning of the video. It's not nothing polished. It's not something that I made. My kids playing around with the beat stuff, and they made a beat, and they gave it to me. They told me if I can use it. And my page and my channel is all about dad promotes his kids art. I got my shirt over there. I don't have it, but my logo is from my kids, their art, their talent, and that's just what it is. So without further ado, have a good night, have a good day. Whenever you're watching this, like, share, subscribe. Go watch the Zack Snyder Justice League Cut. 4-hour movie. Totally worth it. Have a blessed one. Be safe out there, guys. Have a good one. Oh, what's going on? It's not playing now. Wow. I just look like, oh, wait a minute. Of course it's not going to sound. And where was I again? Oh, yeah, that's right. Let me just lower this a little bit because it's kind of crazy. Peace out. Not bad, huh? That shit was dope.